Venezuela, things are kicking off there bigly. Like, actual civil war is upon us. They've set upon arresting his political opponent. I think.
Of course they did.
Yeah, Maduro's exit inevitable, says Venezuela's opposition leader, as election protests grow. You see, Machado says president should understand he lost the vote amid international doubts over victory claim. The opposition leader, battling to bring the curtain down on Maduro's authoritarian communist regime, has urged Venezuelan strongman to accept that his exit from power is inevitable. The call came as thousands of protesters hit the streets to repudiate Maduro's disputed claim and have won a third term in power. Again, people, voting has consequences. You can vote socialism in, but you have to war it out.
You have to shoot it out.
Yeah, it doesn't
keep in mind that Chavez confiscated guns from private citizens and then privately armed militias that were loyal to him. That's sort of what we're looking at in the United States, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
you're a good person. You agree with us. Yeah, you can have a gun. That's perfectly fine. You're normal. This other person has slow schizophrenia, sort of like the KGB in East Germany.
Yeah, red flag laws too, right? Like, oh well, you said some things online. Yeah, you have a mental health problem based on what we've seen you post online. In this particular case, in Venezuela, what's curious about it is law enforcement is joining the protesters. They're pulling down all the statues of.
I don't agree with that. I don't pull down the fucking statues. Pull down the person.
Well, yeah, people do that. It was lame when people did it in America. You know, I don't know if racism has been defeated or not. I haven't been keeping up, but they did pull down those historical figures. But that's all more of a part of the erasing history. That's more communist than you think. I
can never agree with destroying that kind of monument. An artist actually created it. It represents something in a place and time. If you want to counterbalance it, put a placard next to it, a bust, a statue, whatever, and say, the statue is fucked up and here's the reason why. I don't believe in actually destroying them because it's like someone did put effort into that and they weren't necessarily a bad person.
And in 100 years, it's going to be an important reminder. Like the same reason in America when they were like, oh, this person owned slaves. Let's tear it down and replace it with a statue that looks like a phallus. No, you leave the statue up and then you put another monument next to it and you say, here's what happened and here's what we've learned.
That's how you get the phallus statue next to it and then you have a placard that says, this dude on the side was a dickhead.
Right. Yeah. Right. And that's how you do it. Like you don't erase history. You can't. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Like you pull down these statues and then in 10 years, people will forget about the man.
I can understand the sentiment. You're mad at Maduro. He's a commie. So trust me, I ain't defending him. Don't pull down the statues. Go and besiege the presidential palace and drag him out by his fucking hair. Drag him through the streets and crucify him or something like that.
Yeah, that's how you overthrow.
I'm allowed to say that on YouTube live stream because, he's Maduro, so they don't care.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to. That's the only way you get rid of communism, by the way. Like,
through force.
I can't. Yeah,
they don't understand any other law other than brute force because they're brutes.
I can't think of another scenario in history where communism was voted out. It's literally never happened.
I think you're right, actually.
Maybe in sometimes
communists force one another out, like the Vietnamese overthrew Pol Pot in Cambodia, and then Cambodia became kind of sort of non-communist after they left.
Yeah, I think that
I guess China maybe.
I mean, China is communist though.
Well, on paper.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, all their political alignments are with other communist nations too. So
by the way, that's a good point. Why is it that no communist leader ever goes Gaddafi mode? Why is it that there's never a crowd of people that drag them through the streets and sodomize them with bayonets and then hang them?
Well, they always get flown
Interesting.
out and then given asylum in America. Like, doesn't
Or
that
in
one guy, or in China, or so, like, doesn't that one guy live in America? I'm trying to forget his name. It's somebody's son, and he's like super rich, and he's like living in.
Oh, yeah,
Who is?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name.
He's like another like political,
Yeah.
refugee who, like we're just like, oh yeah, he just lives in America, and we provide him Secret Service protection or whatever. I don't know if they actually do that, but like,
More than for Trump, apparently.
yeah, right. Where they get the good ones anyway. Yeah, I think what's interesting is you have Jimmy Dore defending Maruto on Twitter, LOL. Well, Jimmy Dore has good takes about the lockdowns and the coof, but he's still basically a communist. Like,
Yeah, he's on the far left of politics, and the thing is, like, it's sort of like with RFK Jr. The fact that a person is right, they're like a broken clock, they're right twice a day. Okay, but they're wrong all of the other times.
yeah,
So,
RFK is right
you can
about
give
big
them,
pharma. That's it.
yeah, you can give them credit for the things they're right on, and you should, but that doesn't mean you have to like the person or think that they're great or, prescient or something like that.
Yeah, Jimmy Dore is always welcome on my show. I had him on my show. Always welcome. Obviously, I will agree with that. I will disagree with his communist take. I think that pretty much everyone knows that this particular election has many questions about it. I saw the meme where it's like they show the voting thing, and then it's with Biden and Trump, and it's
Yeah.
like I sleep, and then it's like they do the same thing with Venezuela, and then it's like like our own system is.
Yeah, we can't be
Saying that-
hypocrites because we've had the same fucking problem. Not
Right.
on this level, though, because I mean, the exit
This
polls
one is
showed Maduro down at like 30% or something like that. That's a little bit more sheer.
Yeah, this one was
Admittedly.
very obvious.
Yeah,
This one was very, very, very obvious. Ultimately, the question is,
what are you going to do about
what
it?
are you going to do about it? Yeah, is the United States going to go down there and get involved? I mean, I would
No.
argue that if we had a Bushian guy in office, they probably would.
No. Why would the Bush unipartists want to get involved? Trump might, like a populist.
God spoke to me and told me to spread democracy, Styx. And it's a great
They
way
would
to get
only
a
do
proxy
that.
war.
They would only do that if they were after the oil.
Yeah, well,
There's nothing. The oil and the papayas, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, my heart goes out to the Venezuelan citizens. I don't think they're going to get help on this. I think you're going to see a brutal backlash too.
I mean, the people there, they're not bad people or anything. No Venezuelan ever me, for example.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, wish the best to them, but you've got a huge authoritarian problem to deal with.